Hey, so what we're going to do today is replace the driver's side door skin on the 2005 Saturn Vue. I think I actually call it an '04 Saturn Vue, but really it's the same for up until they make the body style change. I think that happened in 2008. So what we're doing is just replacing a door skin, which turned out to be fairly easy. Total cost, I bought the door skin on eBay, already painted for like 130 bucks. Well, that was including shipping. And then we're just going to replace it. So the tools that were required to do this was a 10mm socket to remove the side view mirror, a T30 to remove the actual door skin itself, a Phillips screwdriver to remove a small panel on the outside of the glass, and then a flathead screwdriver, really just to use in several areas, and mainly to remove a small pin on the door handle. Alright, changing the door skin on I think this is an '04 Saturn Vue, and from what I've seen, we need to remove this panel. Remove this panel here so we can remove the rear view mirror on the side. And then the next step would be to remove this weather stripping here. I think it just pries up, hoping. And then the final step is to take these screws out. And they're all along the bottom of the door, or the side of the door, and the bottom of the door, and the other side. So I'm hoping it's that easy. And I'll be taking pics and trying to record my steps through this. I was going to use my hands-free camera, but battery's dead, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. This first part was actually pretty easy. I stuck a screwdriver up here in the top, pulled toward me, and it just comes right off. And it looks like what we're going to have to do, these nuts are holding the mirror on, I'm assuming, so we're going to take those off and unplug this. So you unplug it here, so it's just a little clip, and unplug this one so we can just detach this in the mirror. So it looks pretty straightforward. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, got the mirror off, which was pretty simple. I used a, I'll show you this. 10mm socket. Oh shit. 10mm socket to get the bolts off, and the mirror comes right off. On the bottom of this, there's a clip that it's clipped on there. So once you take the bolts out, turn the mirror over, and you'll be able to detach this. And so what I'm doing now, using the worst possible tool, as I'm taking this weather stripping off, which really all you have to do is, I would recommend using a paint scraper or something, but all I have is this chisel, but it's really dull. You just keep pulling up on the end over here. You can see where it clips on this little clip, and just keep working it across, right, until you get the whole thing up. Now I highly recommend, looks like a little out of focus, don't go too far up underneath it, because you can damage this little ridge right here, especially if you got the wrong tool. But you can damage this little ridge. So just get up underneath there and push this up, and it'll start prying up. And that's how we're going to get that weather strip off. Well, as it turns out, I had to take this piece off. It was starting to bend right here, so I took this piece off. Pretty easy. 2 screws. The top one, the bottom one I mean, is threaded, like self-threading, and the top one was just a regular screw. So I had to take that off to actually end up getting the whole weather strip off here. So now I think all we have to do is take the screws out. I just gotta go find the right tool. What a horrible video. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 on the side here. It looks like 3 on the bottom. that we need to take out. And probably 3 on the side, but I only see 2. We'll see. Looks like and that screw right here, this bolt, or screw, is a T30. is the T30. Well, I got all the screws out. They do have Loctite on them. Man, they are brutal. So I had to use a handheld or cordless drill to get them out. So they have Loctite on them. Taking them off, I'll probably throw some on them, putting them back in. Once I started using the drill, it came off pretty easy. But I did discover that we need to take off this door handle. And I think what happens is up underneath, you lift the door handle up, and up underneath there's a screw. But I'll tell you for sure here in a sec. And then hopefully it'll come off. Okay, the door handle, what I had to do is basically lift up on the door handle, and on the bottom of the door handle you're going to push in on the side right here. You'll see it. Push in right there, and it releases a little pin that you pull out the bottom. So you push in here to kind of release it, pull it out from the bottom, and then the whole thing slides this way to remove. So once you get everything taken apart, and now you got all the pieces off, right? The screws and door pieces, so door handles, so you can remove the skin. You got to close the door, so close the door all the way to remove the skin. And the only thing that's really holding it on at this point is a little clip. This would be like toward the mirror, and it's just the weight of the door skin is just sitting on that. And then this little tab right here is inside a slot over near the door handle. So the way I found to remove this is kind of from the bottom of the door skin, kind of pull out slightly, and then this piece up here comes out much easier than just trying to lift it out. And of course this piece really just sits on top, so it's no problem at all. And then once you have the door skin removed, obviously you're just reassembled, just the same way you took it off. The whole job for me took about maybe an hour for the whole thing, and that included pondering, gathering tools that I didn't have in my toolbox, everything. So it's a pretty easy job, and so I got the door skin replaced, and the car looks pretty good. All right, so I appreciate everyone watching the video, and I hope this helps.